Hello people. So we're back with the climbing mountain series, and today we are climbing Illiniza Norte. Illiniza Norte is part of the Illinizas, which are volcanoes. One is Illiniza Sur and the other is Illiniza Norte. We're doing Illiniza Norte because Illiniza Sur is ice climbing, so it's like 6 hours of just climbing like ice walls, and we don't need to be able to do that for Cotopaxi. Today we're doing Illiniza Norte. So we got there. I ended up sitting in the trunk again. I did that for Simard the other time. A guy decided to come in the car and it wasn't planned. So I had to leave my seat to him and I had to go in the trunk. But I mean, at this point, it's like my assigned seat. It's okay. So we got to the place where we started hiking. Our guide gave us a little debrief on the hike.
No sé, porque hay dos partes, sí. La una parte hasta el refugio y la otra parte hasta la cumbre.
We actually got to see Cotopaxi in the distance. I haven't seen Cotopaxi that clear in so long. Like, we were so lucky. I mean, Simard, the conditions were terrible. If you guys haven't seen Simard, go check that out. The link will be in the description. And also, by the way, I'm climbing, for the people who don't know, I'm climbing these mountains because the final goal is to climb a volcano called Cotopaxi here in Ecuador. So after the bad conditions weather-wise that we had at Simard, we were so happy to see the sun, to see the blue sky, and to see Cotopaxi far away. It gives such a nice boost of confidence. So after seeing Cotopaxi, we all felt super good and we started walking. The hike got okay pretty quickly. It wasn't too boring at first. So the first part of the hike, it was to go up to the refuge, and that took us, I think, a little bit more than 2 hours, but it's supposed to take about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's just that my brother wasn't feeling too well, so we had to wait for him a couple of times, so we took a little bit more of like a bunch of small breaks.
Nieve! Ah, sí. Ah, aquí la cocina. We haven't seen the snow yet. Here's the first snow.
By that point, I wasn't too cold yet. When we got to the refuge, we spent more than half an hour there, I think. We ate a snack, sort of lunch, but I think it was maybe 10:30 a.m. We drank hot chocolate. Since we were in the warmth of the refuge, we decided to put our equipment there. So we put on our harness, winter coat, helmet. And then we kept going with our hike. Right after leaving the refuge, we got into a rockier section, it was steeper and all of that. So what I like in a hike And so there we actually got roped in. So our harness had a purpose this time, unlike my past hikes. I was on a rope with my dad and a guide, and on the other rope there was my another guide, my mom, my brother, and Joseph. So from there we kept hiking. The sun came up. See a lake in the distance, it made me want to go swimming, but my guide told me it was maybe not the moment to go swimming, that if I were to do that, I should do that, some other time. Motivation went up, so the higher we got, the more snow there was, and it got cloudier again, but it didn't rain or snow or anything, so it wasn't bad. In the snow, we couldn't wear crampons because of the rocks, and the rocks could damage the crampons, I believe. And so we were in our shoes, which was slippery, and since we were on the edge of cliffs and all of that, we had to be really careful, walk slowly, and make sure that we always looked where we were putting our feet and all of that. So at some point we had a snack break where we saw some other hikers.
Disculpe amigo, ¿dónde es la cumbre?
A 20 metros. De 20.
Así 2 kilómetros pasamos
Aquí arriba.
Ahí está la cumbre.
That's something that I love in mountaineering. The community out there, everyone is just so nice. Like, you see someone on the mountain and you'll just start having a conversation with them.
Go guys!
Yeah!
Woo! This is the summit.
She's lying.
No.
Like, there's a rock right like 2 meters above me, and that's what I would consider the summit. Yep, this is the summit. I'm not going anywhere.
On the summit, we were all a bit squished. We managed to, take pictures, take a small snack, a little bit of water, and get mentally prepared to go back down. The picture taking part, that was interesting. So we were all sitting on this rock with cliffs on both sides, and we were a group of 10 on one rock. Not our best idea, but it took some nice pictures. Actually, my brother almost pushed off Joseph from the rock. So we went off the rock quite quickly when that happened.
You guys know roping it?
Yeah, well, he took off the rope right here just so that we could take pictures and all that.
Lucky.
The rope almost killed you. Fred almost dragged you down.
Oh, God.
It's just so scary on the snow because instead of like being safe when you have tension, like if someone's pulling you backwards, you just like start to
Then we started going back down. We had a little bit of the rocky part that we had to go up, but then really quickly actually we changed path and we didn't go on the same one that we were on for the hike up. We went on the sandy part, and the sandy part you don't want to do it to hike up because it's hard on your legs when you're going up, you know, because you're just sliding down and it's just a lot of work for nothing. So we did it going down, and going down it's fun because you kind of run and just slide down.
That one ski trip this summer, this winter.
Afterwards, we just kept walking. We ended up crossing back the path we had taken to go up. There was a point going back down where it just became really long. So I was tired of walking. I didn't want to do it anymore. And a lot of people were also starting to feel tired. It had been a really long hike. I think we had been hiking for like 6 hours by now, something like that. We were walking, and at some point I see this bridge, and I told Joseph, I was like, I recognize this bridge. I think we're close. I remember passing this bridge when we were starting this hike. So we just started running, and turns out I wasn't as close to the car as I remember. So we were just running, and honestly, it was so worth it to run for like, what, we run for maybe between 5 and 10 minutes. But it was so worth it because it would have taken us, 45 minutes walking. When we arrived to the car, we just laid down on the grass on our backs, took off our shoes, stayed there for a few minutes before the rest of the group arrived because they were walking. Once we got back, we were really happy.
Hey. Gracias. Good job, good job.
Hola.
Hola.
Perfecto.
Gracias.
Felicitaciones, ok.
Sí, sí.
That's pretty much it for this hike. Illiniza Norte would actually be one that I recommend because on the level of the road, it's not the road in the best condition to get there, but it's really not that bad. So you can easily get there, and the hike is fun, I think. And I really like that we could have a break at the refuge before going up again because it allowed us to really get warm. So that's something that I really liked about that hike, that we could have that break and just regain energy. The only thing I would say is it's a really long hike, so you would need to be ready for that. Overall, I enjoyed that one a lot. I think it actually might be my favorite one yet. So now we are almost at Cotopaxi. Next weekend we are doing a nice training at Cayambe, so we're not going to be summiting Cayambe. We're going to be training, like learning how to use our crampons, how to use our ice pick, how to be attached by the rope, but that we practiced this time. And then the week after is Cotopaxi. Since those hikes will be following this one, I'm not gonna be putting any art videos. I mean, except if you guys want one, but these 3 videos will actually be following one another. because yeah, like that's the main thing happening right now. I don't have time to film really other videos. So the battery on my camera died. Let's conclude this video. So leave a like if you like the video. If you've ever climbed Illiniza Norte or so, or if you've ever climbed a mountain and want to tell me about it, just put it in the comments. Subscribe to see the adventure up until Cotopaxi. See you next week for the next video. Bye people.